The night his boss finally broke him was the same night everything changed. Rain soaked the empty parking lot as the single father sat in his old car, hands shaking on the steering wheel, wondering how much more a man could lose before he disappeared entirely. Inside his chest lived exhaustion, fear, and a quiet love for a little girl waiting at home, unaware that her father was being pushed to the edge of his strength. That night was not just about work or survival. It was the night one unexpected moment would flip his entire world. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that restore faith in humanity, take a second right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Ethan had not planned to become a single dad. Life rarely asks for permission before it rearranges everything. After his wife's sudden passing, mornings became battles and nights felt endless. He worked long hours as a restaurant manager, barely scraping by, carrying guilt for every school event he missed and every bedtime story he read with tired eyes. His boss knew his situation, but empathy never entered the office. Deadlines tightened, shifts stretched longer, and every small mistake was treated like a personal failure. Ethan learned to swallow pride and pain because his daughter needed stability more than his ego needed dignity. The restaurant itself glittered with elegance, golden lights reflecting off polished tables, laughter floating through the air like music. Customers saw romance and luxury. Ethan saw stress, pressure, and the constant fear of being replaced. His boss demanded perfection, reminding him daily that he was replaceable, that personal struggles had no place in a business built on appearances. Each night Ethan walked home heavier, wondering if being strong for his daughter meant slowly breaking himself. One evening, after a brutal shift that ran far past closing, Ethan was ordered to stay late again, missing another promise he had made to his daughter. His chest tightened as frustration and helplessness collided. That was when he noticed her. She was seated alone at a candlelit table, elegance softened by tired eyes that mirrored his own. She watched the room not with judgment, but with curiosity, as if she sensed the invisible stories behind every smile. Ethan served her table mechanically, too drained to offer more than professionalism, yet something in her presence slowed the chaos inside him. As the night wore on, his boss hovered, criticizing every detail, pushing him further until his hands trembled from restraint. The pressure reached its peak when he was publicly scolded over a minor issue, humiliation burning hotter than anger. Ethan felt something inside him crack, not loudly, but deeply. He stepped away, breath shallow, trying to steady himself before he collapsed completely. That was when she approached him quietly, not as a customer demanding service, but as a human recognizing another in pain. Her eyes held warmth, not pity. She asked if he was okay, and in that simple moment, something he had buried surfaced. The weight of responsibility, grief, and relentless pressure spilled into his expression. Words were unnecessary. She saw him. In a corner of the restaurant, away from the noise and golden illusion, she thanked him for his kindness throughout the evening. She spoke about noticing how he treated others, how exhaustion hadn't stolen his humanity. For the first time in years, Ethan felt seen not as a worker, not as a struggling employee, but as a man doing his best. The world seemed to pause as she leaned closer, not to demand, not to judge, but to offer reassurance. Then it happened. One gentle, unexpected kiss on his cheek, light as a promise. It was not romantic in the way movies exaggerate, but deeply emotional, grounding, and real. In that instant, something inside Ethan shifted. The noise of his boss's voice faded. The weight on his shoulders loosened. He remembered that kindness still existed, that his pain had not erased his worth. The woman left shortly after, but her impact stayed. The following days unfolded differently. Ethan stood taller, spoke calmer, and for the first time, set quiet boundaries. When his boss tried to push him again, Ethan didn't explode or submit. He calmly stated his limits, his value, and his dedication to his daughter. Unexpectedly, the dynamic changed. Respect replaced intimidation, not because his boss became kinder, but because Ethan finally believed he deserved better. At home, his daughter noticed the difference immediately. Her father smiled more. He listened deeper. He was present. The kiss had not magically solved his problems, but it reminded him of something vital. Love doesn't always arrive wrapped in permanence. Sometimes it appears briefly, just long enough to save you from yourself. If this story is touching your heart, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps stories of hope reach more people who are silently struggling. Weeks later, Ethan received a letter. It was from her. She wrote about believing in people, about recognizing quiet strength, and about how some moments are meant to awaken us, not stay forever. She mentioned she had influence in the business world and had spoken highly of the restaurant's manager who treated everyone with dignity despite hardship. Soon after, Ethan was offered a better position, flexible hours, and stability he had never imagined. Just before the ending, please comment one word that describes how this story made you feel. Your words matter more than you know. Ethan never forgot that night, not because of the kiss, but because it reminded him that even when life pushes you to your limit, one moment of genuine kindness can change everything. He learned that strength is not enduring endless pain, but allowing yourself to be seen, healed, and transformed. And in that lesson, a single dad found not just survival, but hope.